Yes! 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 Sorry about your damn luck.
As your heartbreaking, history-making, knockouts champion of the century, Mickie James.
See, I'm a big believer, if you got it, flaunt it, and no one flaunts it better than I do every single night.
We're back, and not a second too soon. That's right, this sorry Divas division has never needed us more. And neither have the boys. Ooh.
But make no mistake about it, I'm better than the best in the world. I am the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Ladies and nerds, your WWE Divas champion, AJ Lee.
I'm the man who started Option C. Bite your hair. Woo, woo, woo. You know. Oh, and yeah, I held up the WWE for some perks. Do I want an ice cream bar with my name on it? You're damn right. PipeBomb!
Welcome everyone to another edition of PipeBomb. I am simply sensational Billy James, having a little tongue tied there. All right, as you know, big subject and a lot of controversial still, and I've had debatable conversations with people over the subject. Roman Reigns, who is the winner of the 2015 Royal Rumble and is tentatively scheduled to face Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Why do I say tentatively? Well, it seems like WWE is trying to backpedal or come up with a scenario to get Roman Reigns over. The scenario is this. The big announcement by Triple H turns out to be that this past Monday Night Raw, we had a match between Seth Rollins and Daniel Bryan. The winner would go to Fastlane to face Roman Reigns. The winner of that match would go on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Okay. And in case you didn't know, Daniel Bryan defeated Seth Rollins to go to face Roman Reigns at Fastlane. Okay. Ideally, I'd love to see Daniel Bryan win, but realistically, this is what's going to happen. Roman Reigns is going to win. They're going to have Daniel Bryan shake his hands, and that's supposedly supposed to be Daniel Bryan endorsing Roman Reigns. They're hoping that will get the fans behind Roman Reigns. Okay, here's the debate that I've had with people over Roman Reigns, and I'm just going to make it simple, and I'm going to highlight a couple of points why my argument is valid. It's not that we don't want to see new stars, and it's not that I don't think Roman Reigns is going to be a big star. The problem is it's too fast, it's too soon. He is not ready. Okay, and let me give you a prime example. Okay, let's take all three members of the Shield: Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and Dean Ambrose. Okay, let's start with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was known on the independent circuit as Tyler Black, and he is a former Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. And in case you didn't know, Seth Rollins got his start in wrestling in 2013, which means he's been a pro for roughly 12 years. Okay, let's go to Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose has also made his debut in 2004, so he has been a pro for about 11 years. Quite a resume there, big difference. Both Rollins is 28 years old, while Dean Ambrose is 29. So if you do the math there, Ambrose started about at 18, roughly, and Seth Rollins started about 16, if you do the math. So, big difference there. Also, let me put a little facts on you, okay? Roman Reigns started in July of 2010. He went straight into the WWE development. He didn't spend hardly any time on the independent circuit. Okay, within 2 years, he's called up to the main roster along with Ambrose and Rollins as the Shield. Okay, now the Shield broke up last year. Okay, now let's take a look at Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins changes his look, his ring attire. He changes his entrance music. Okay, Dean Ambrose, Lunatic Fringe. What does he do? Changes his entrance music, changes up his ring attire, creates a new character. Seth Rollins has created a new character. What has Roman Reigns done? Comes down to the same ring gear, to the same music, and the same entrance as the Shield. Okay, basically, Roman Reigns has done nothing to further develop a character. You know, so what got over? Roman Reigns or the Shield? So, you know, look at it and see, okay? There's a lot of criteria to be a superstar. Of course, we all have our favorites, you know. There's Roman Reigns fans, there's Damien Sandow fans, there's Miz fans. I mean, you'll find fans for every wrestler out there, okay? But the bottom line is this, okay? The majority, and I say the majority because it's evidently clear whenever you watch SmackDown or Raw, Daniel Bryan is way over than Roman Reigns. It's a fact. You just accept it, okay? Roman Reigns comes from a great wrestling family. There's no denying that. But let's get something straight here, and I want you to think about this, okay? I'm going to pull some names out of the past, and I want to give you an example of how it wasn't just handed to him like that, okay? Very few exceptions, okay? I'm going to use a prime example. Stone Cold Steve Austin, okay? Stone Cold Steve Austin, before coming to the WWE, spent quite a few years in a place called WCW, where he was granted World Television title, United States Champion, and held the WCW Tag Team titles with Brian Pillman as the Hollywood Blondes. But not once did Steve Austin ever get pushed up into the main event level. Had all the charisma, had all the talent in the world, but never got pushed up there. So he leaves, he goes to ECW, develops an edgier character, then gets signed to the WWE, and slowly becomes Stone Cold Steve Austin. But was Stone Cold pushed into the main event picture? No. He worked the mid-card level before coming up to the main event level. Okay, I'm going to give you another prime example of someone, and that is the great one himself, The Rock. The Rock started out as Rocky Maivia, and that was an adage, homage to his father, Rocky Johnson, and his grandfather, Chief Pierre Maivia. And the fans booed him. The fans booed him. They hated his character. They booed him. What did he do? He changed his character up. He went heel, and the fans started digging it. And he slowly worked his way up to that main event roster. Same thing with Triple H. Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart. It's not that difficult. I mean, put the Intercontinental title on Reigns. Let him hold that title for a year. Build him up more before sticking him in a main event picture that he's not ready for. WWE knew this. The fans are not wanting Reigns. Reigns is not the guy to be the face of the company right now. Whether you like him or not, John Cena is the face of the company. He's the one who's selling the merchandise. He's the one who's putting people's butts in the seats. He's the one that the kids are coming to see. So, in that sense, John Cena is the top guy, and there ain't no getting around it. But Cena ain't going to be around forever. Cena will eventually leave, or retire. So who's going to be the guy to take that top slot? Right now, the perfect guy is either Daniel Bryan or Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler's young. He's got good years on him left. Daniel Bryan probably has some good years left in him, so either one of them would be good. Roman Reigns will eventually be one of the top guys of the company. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But the bottom line is he's not ready now. And when you got talent down in TNA that's hankering down there, Sami Zayn, Adrian Neville, Finn Balor, Tommy Anaya, I know I pronounced that wrong, Kevin Owens. You got guys down there that are going to smoke it when they come up to the main event roster, and they'll blow Roman Reigns out of the water unless he starts. He's got to do something. And I'm just telling you right now, these guys are the ones that are going to blow it out of the water when they come up to the main event roster. And speaking about the main event roster, let's talk the Divas division real quick. I wish the Divas division was booked better. They do have great talent. Nikki has quite improved, so has Brie. Are they ever going to be the type of technical wrestler that skill level that Paige or Natalia or AJ is? No, probably not. But they're a lot better than Rosa Mendez and a lot better than Eva Marie. Fact. But you got talent down there in the Divas division down in NXT that I think could give Natalia, Paige, AJ a run for their money. I'm talking about Becky Lynch. I'm talking about Sasha Banks. I'm talking about Bayley. And of course, the current NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte. Awesome female athlete, bar none. So, got a lot of great talent down there in NXT, and that's the problem. NXT, people, if you ask WWE fans what product do they prefer more, Raw, SmackDown, Main Event, or NXT, it's going to be NXT. And that's a problem when your development territory is more interesting and people would rather watch that than your main shows, Raw or SmackDown. That's a problem. And that all goes to one man, three people I hold responsible. And whether the other two want to take responsibility or not, they're still responsible. And that is Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie McMahon. Yes, I know that Triple H solely runs the NXT, and it's great, and such, but, the main event is what it does, and main roster, it's what does it. That's what's keeping the company going, and that's what needs to be the focus of. While we're speaking about companies, let's talk about a company that's in trouble, financial trouble, and that's Ring of Honor. It seems that Ring of Honor is having some financial troubles, and Sinclair Broadcasting, and let me make clear about this. I've read on some reports, some reports that that Sinclair Broadcast just wants them for programming on their network. Sinclair Broadcast does not own a network. Let me make that perfectly clear to you. Sinclair Broadcast is a media company that owns TV stations. That is not a network, because these TV stations could be an ABC station, and another one could be an NBC station, another one could be a Fox station, or it could be an independent station or a CBS. They're just the group of TV stations that this company owns. Yes, because they own these stations, they can put Ring of Honor on all their stations' channels. So that they can do, but to call them a network is incorrect, and it's wrong information. So I'm setting the record straight here. But back to the clinch of it, they're in financial trouble. Sinclair Broadcasting does not want to invest money in them. the president of Ring of Honor tried to make an appeal to the board of directors of Sinclair Broadcasting of how Ring of Honor could become the #2 wrestling company in the U.S. today, that they could overtake TNA, because TNA is not available or is available in fewer markets now because of them going to Destination America. And he had the Briscoe brothers come up to the meeting to cut a wrestling style program to get this point across. Reports said the attempt failed miserably. Basically, the board of directors told the president of Ring of Honor that he needed to be more disciplined with the spending of his budget. Not good news for Ring of Honor. Also, that their last standard pay-per-view only did 8,000 buys did not help matters either. It didn't meet the expectations that Sinclair Broadcasting was expecting. They fell short, not by a large margin, but still they fell short of what the anticipated numbers were. This is not good for Ring of Honor. Matter of fact, Ring of Honor has not been able to lock down, because of these financial troubles, they haven't been able to lock down to contracts Maria Canellas, Mike Bennett, or Roderick Strong. All three are great talents. From what I've heard, TNA, Lucha Underground, and New Japan Pro Wrestling are all interested in these three. So it'd be interesting to see where they're going to go. Now, for all the marks out there that always was bitching and complaining about TNA and talk about their financial problems and how they were going to go under, it can happen to any wrestling company. It wasn't just isolated to TNA. It can happen to anybody, and it can be a lot of different factors that can lead to financial problems. The bottom line is this: if you're a true wrestling fan, you shouldn't wish for the demise of any wrestling company. The more wrestling out there, the better it is for us wrestling fans. We have different varieties, different tastes, and the more alternatives out there is better as a whole for us wrestling fans. You should not wish that on any wrestling promotion. Have I watched Ring of Honor? No, I have not. But I do not wish them to go under. I don't want to see them go under, because the more wrestling companies that are around, the better it is for the rest of us. So, that's pretty much it. I did. In case you wanted to know, I just watched NXT today. I have to say the match between Teo Inami and Finn Balor was freaking awesome. It was off the chain, and you know that is going to rock when we have NXT rival next week. The #1 contendership, of course, is going to be Adrian Neville, who beat Baron Corbin, will be facing Finn Balor. That's going to be one hell of a match. Sami Zayn defends the NXT title, against Kevin Owens. That's going to be a damn good match. Also, fatal 4-way for the NXT Women's Championship. Charlotte defending her title against Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. We also have, for the NXT Tag Team titles, Murphy and, God, I can't think of the other guy's name. They will defend against the former champions, the Lucha Dragons. So all the titles are going to be on the line at NXT Arrival. It's going to be great. It's a 2-hour live event on the WWE Network. So that's going to be interesting to see. Also, I try to catch as much as I can Lucha Underground now that I'm able to watch and have the Elroy Network. Great matches. Brian Cage versus Johnny Muno. In case you don't know who Johnny Muno is, he was formerly known as John Morrison in the WWE. One hell of a freaking match. You need to check it out. It was freaking awesome. Also making his debut, Alberto El Petro. But you already knew that. Awesome to see him in Lucha Underground. He said he signed with Lucha Underground because Lucha Underground and AAA really helped him out with legal advice and helping him get lawyers to help him fight the WWE on his release or firing, whatever you want to call it, and the WWE trying to block him from working in the U.S. for a year. So he signed with Lucha Underground just because they helped him out and he wanted to pay them back. So that's awesome. He said even though TNA made him one hell of an offer. So loyalty is a good thing. I respect that. Loyalty is the most important thing, and that was cool to see that he did that. Well. So we're less than 2 weeks away from Fastlane. We do know that the main event will be Daniel Bryan, faces Roman Reigns. The winner goes on to face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Another match that we do know that has been signed and confirmed. Nikki Bella will defend her Divas Championship against Paige. In case you didn't know, I'm on Team Bella. But I also like Paige too. So if Paige wins, I won't be upset. But if Nikki retains the title, I'm also cool with that too. So it's plug time. Okay. Don't forget to check every week my Making an Impact YouTube show where I give my thoughts and opinions on that weekend's Impact Wrestling. Last week's show already had 41 views. That is freaking awesome. Thank you guys. I surely appreciate that. Also, don't forget to check me out every Tuesday night, the Wrestling Debate on the Nerdport Network via Blog Talk Radio. Myself, John P. Mayer, Stat Boy, Hamey, Sean the Shark Williams. We debate about TNA, WWE, Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, Pro Wrestling Syndicate, you name it, we talk about it. And sometimes we get pretty heated, so you never want to miss out on the show. Also, my good buddy John P. Mayer, I'm telling you, he's got his finger on the pulse of independent wrestling, especially Pro Wrestling Syndicate up in the New Jersey area. You need to check out his show, An Independent Point of View. It's on Wednesday nights via the Nerdport Network, on Blog Talk Radio. You got to check that out. John has scored some good interviews, but I think the one he scored that was really awesome, Brian Myers, a.k.a. he was formerly known as Kurt Hawkins in the WWE, so you got to check that out. All right, that's it for this Pipe Bomb. I'm simply Sensational Billy James, and these rants are mine, and you know what? Hey, take it for what it's worth.